time to get fired.
You don't like a bag of pins in the camera?
Okay, welcome to the meeting. Call this meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission to order. Patrick or Chris, will you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Alexander,
Here.
Commissioner Brava,
Here.
Commissioner Ellis,
Here.
Commissioner Means,
Here.
Commissioner Hyder, Commissioner Mann,
Here.
Commissioner Bridges,
Here.
Commissioner Copeland.
Here.
Welcome to you.
Thank you, sir.
See if we can't get you some quick instruction here. Next item of business is to approve the agenda. Everybody have the agenda in front of them. Any changes or modifications that need to be made?
Motion to approve?
Got a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Mann,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges,
Aye.
Commissioner Copeland,
Aye.
Commissioner DeBrava,
Aye.
Commissioner Alexander,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Means.
Aye.
Okay, look at the minutes. The next item is the approval of the minutes from the January 13th, 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Are there any changes or additions and deletions from those we need to discuss? I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Means,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner DeBrava,
Aye.
Commissioner Alexander,
Aye.
Commissioner Copeland,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges,
Aye.
Commissioner Mann.
Aye.
Okay, Patrick, will you favor us with reading the meeting procedures for tonight?
I will. Good evening, Patrick Reese, Associate Planner. The Planning and Zoning Commission holds public hearings as required by law and provides recommendations to City Council on all matters relating to land use planning, zoning, and the subdivision of land. Any person who has an interest in the subject matter of a hearing will have the opportunity to provide testimony and present evidence to the Planning and Zoning Commission during the public hearing. Speakers are required to conduct themselves in an orderly and respectful manner. Disruptive behavior, including applause, yelling, speaking out of turn, or other inappropriate behaviors will not be tolerated. Additionally, the following applies to any person addressing the commission. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes unless authorized additional time by the chairperson. Speakers must speak at the lectern unless previous arrangements have been made by the chairperson. Speakers must legibly print their name and address on the sign-in sheet at the lectern prior to speaking. Speakers must begin by stating their name and address, and speakers should speak clearly and into the microphone. The chairperson will announce the subject of the hearing, followed by a report from staff. The chairperson will then open the public hearing to the applicant, followed by those in favor of the application and those opposed to the application. The chairperson will close the public hearing. During this time, the commission will discuss among themselves. The public may not address the commission after the close of the public hearing unless requested by the chairperson. The Planning and Zoning Commission shall base their recommendation and/or decision on information and evidence presented during the public hearing. This decision, if required by the application, will be forwarded in writing to City Council for further consideration.
Thank you, Patrick. We have 3 hearings tonight. The first of those I'm going to call right now. That's rezone 25-001, public hearing and possible vote to recommend the approval of an application to change the zoning classification of approximately 10.44 acres located at 688 South Kansas Avenue from agricultural to medium-density, single-family residential, R1M, to medium-density, single-family residential, R1M. Again, that's the property is currently has 2, or it's split and has 2 different zonings, one being agricultural and the other part being medium-density, single-family residential. The rezone request is to change the totality of the property to medium-density, single-family residential R1M. Chris or Patrick? Okay, thank you.
Yep. James Nathan LLC has applied to change the zoning classification of approximately 10.44 acres of property located at 688 South Kansas Avenue from a split zone property of agricultural AG, and medium-density, single-family residential R1M to a unified zoning of medium-density, single-family residential R1M. The property subject to the rezoning application is occupied by a vacant house and poor conditions resulting from a fire. The following paragraphs contain brief analysis of present site conditions as well as the proposal's relationship to adopted plans of the city. The city's comprehensive plan generally encourages the expansion of residential and commercial development through proactive rezoning of land at appropriate locations. Appropriate locations are described generally throughout the plan with regard to the relationship of land at particular locations to infrastructure capable of supporting various intensities and densities of uses. The first goal is to support market conditions to develop a greater variety of residential and commercial options by supporting a variety of housing developments and styles to ensure a range of options are available. The second goal is to support new development that is well connected to the existing community by encouraging development that improves and expands upon existing infrastructure and promoting development aligning with the current adopted plans of the city. And then the last goal is to recognize potential infill sites as opportunities for development while mitigating impacts to adjacent established properties by supporting the development of vacant parcels as opportunities for densification that is harmonious with the surrounding development. The rezoning of this parcel is consistent with the city's adopted plans. The general trend in the vicinity of the subject property is single-family residential, as it is surrounded by Angel Brook Estates subdivision to the north, which is medium-density, single-family residential R1M, Countryside Terrace subdivision to the east, which is also R1M, and then one single 7-acre parcel to the south, which is zoned agricultural and occupied by a single residential dwelling. All those properties are within the city. There's another unoccupied 40-acre tract to the west, which is not in the city but is zoned agriculture by Greene County. The medium-density, single-family residential R1M zoning district is intended to permit and establish regulations to provide a designated location for single-family detached residential uses at a moderate densities of 4.84 lots per acre. Such rezoning would be compatible with the surrounding land uses. Development of the property will require connecting to existing municipal water and sewer mains located on site. 2 6-inch water mains are accessible to the subject property, one at the south termination of South Angel Avenue and another at the east termination of West Audrey Street. 2 8-inch gravity sewer mains are located at the edge of the subject property as well, one at the south termination of South Angel Avenue, another also at the east termination of West Audrey Street. Effluent from the subject property would flow to the lift station number 2 before being pumped to the treatment facility. The water system, named lift stations, and wastewater treatment facility currently have capacity to serve the intended use. The subject property has access to several streets. There's approximately 260 feet of frontage along Kansas Avenue, a secondary arterial class street. Additionally, previously constructed subdivisions stubbed out planned points of connection for 3 local roads to the site. Audrey Street and Angel Avenue are stubbed from the west and north, respectively, through Angel Brook Estates, while Lipscomb Drive is stubbed from the east through Countryside Terrace. A traffic impact study was required for this rezoning application. The TIS, or traffic impact study, specifically addressed a full residential build-out of the requested land use, medium-density single-family residential with a connection to the existing stub-outs of Angel Brook Estates subdivision through Audrey Street and Countryside Terrace through Lipscomb Drive. The TIS also takes in consideration a new public street connection to be made at Kansas Avenue. No traffic improvements were found to be necessary. If city staff receives an application for a project utilizing street connections that differ from those used as the basis for the received TIS, then staff may require an updated one. Development of the property will require adherence to the city's transportation plan, adopted transportation map, and improvements required by the TIS for full build-out. The subject parcel does not contain any areas of special flood hazard area or floodplain, and it does not contain any identified sinkholes. Staff considers the proposed zoning map amendment to be generally consistent with the goals and objectives of the comprehensive plan, compatible with the surrounding land uses, and able to be adequately served by municipal facilities. Based upon this analysis, performed without the benefit of evidence and testimony of a public hearing, staff recommends the approval of this application.
Thank you, Patrick. The first, as we said earlier in the meeting procedures, the first folks that I'll call are the applicant or a representative of the applicant. If any come forward, tell us your name and what you think we need to know.
My name's Radu Mariuta. I'm from Toth and Associates. We're the owner's engineer for this rezone. As you might be aware, this site has come through rezoning 2 times before. First time as an R3, then as an R2, now as an R1. And that is due to the, I guess, neighborhood feedback to the higher density rezoning. And we're here to answer any questions and hoping that this time it goes through.
I don't know if we have questions, but if we do, you'll be here, right?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is there anyone else that's in favor of the application who wishes to speak? See no one hustling up to the microphone. Is there anyone here?
I'll speak if anyone is in opposition to it.
If you'll just wait, that was the very next thing I was going to say. If there's anyone here who is in opposition to the application, please come forward, one at a time.
My name's Kathy James. I live at 904 West Audrey, which is right on the corner of Angel and Audrey, so I'm a little concerned about traffic. It's a dead end right now. Then I don't know if these are single-level homes. Is that what an RM1 means?
R1M.
Or R1M,
It
whatever.
is the medium density, so it'll have not the highest, not the smallest density level size-wise of a lot, and it's going to be single-family. So
But-
it's not going to be multifamily,
Okay, and what about one-story or two-story? That's, there's,
as long as they meet the code.
okay. Anyway, the traffic is a concern. Right now, that's a through street. There's a one-stop sign. So I don't know when you address that, at what point we address that, as far as getting stop signs, when that traffic, because there's going to be lots of traffic, people cutting through to O'Neill and Kansas both.
We don't normally, it can be brought forward to us, but that's an engineering issue with the city.
Okay.
Am I correct, Chris?
So the city, we don't have right now, what we are looking at is just a rezone of the property.
Oh, I know
So
that,
that they
yeah.
may determine the density that they can build or design a subdivision at. The city does not currently have any applications or plans for a preliminary plat, so we don't know, what specific street connections will necessarily be made by the end of this project.
Oh, so you don't even know that right now?
No, no one is that far along at this point in the project. So when we do get there, the city traffic engineer will make the decisions and determinations of where new required stop signs would be to control traffic.
Okay, and then do they accept input from residents at that point, or is that?
We
just out of our
always
control?
accept input from residents. However, there is no public meeting requirement. There's no public notice necessarily of the preliminary plating process.
Okay.
However, just like we would at any time, council always hears public opinion and takes, public input into consideration when people, voice their opinion on where
Okay.
those changes need to be made.
All right,
The preliminary plat will come back in front of us, but it's not a hearing. So it will be discussed in an open meeting of the commission,
okay.
if and when it happens.
All right, I appreciate the information.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that's opposed to the application who wishes to come forward and speak? Seeing no one else coming forward, I'm going to close the hearing. What's your druthers? Discussion?
How many, guesstimating, how many homes do you think would fit in this area with streets?
Preliminarily, based on how narrow it is and the size of the lot restrictions, somewhere around 30 homes. But like was said, we don't really have a plan for what that is going to look like. It's just kind of a rough estimate at this point.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions or discussion? Somebody make a motion.
Given the matching surrounding zoning areas, motion to vote on the approval of rezone 25-001.
Okay, I have a motion to, hold on. A motion to recommend the approval of the application to change the zoning classification of approximately 10.44 acres located at 688 South Kansas Avenue from agricultural AG and medium-density single-family residential to medium-density single-family residential R1M. Any seconds?
Second.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Commissioner Mann,
Aye.
Commissioner Means,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner DeBrava,
Aye.
Commissioner Alexander,
Aye.
Commissioner Copeland,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges.
Aye.
Thank you. Second hearing tonight is VACA 25-003, recommending the approval of an application to vacate a portion of right-of-way along East Green Tree Street in Wilson's Valley Phase 1.
Good evening, Chris Tabor, Principal Planner.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just preparing to present.
Yeah.
Chris Tabor, Principal Planner. So I've got two items that are related. We've actually seen these items before. I'll go through the staff report here in a second for both of these items as we approach them. But just to summarize what's happening here, we have a piece of right-of-way that we previously went through the process of vacating due to a street realignment. Once those got to the recorder's office, we were made aware of a scrivener's error, which means there is an incorrect description or some amount of information in the legal description of these projects is wrong. So we are going back through the process because these were material changes, meaning, a northwest should have been a southwest type of thing. So we needed to, our legal department recommended we go back through the public notice process and present this project again. So I'll go ahead and present these as we normally would. The Buildings Department's requesting the vacation of approximately 1,920 square feet of right-of-way along East Green Tree Street in Wilson's Valley Phase 1. October last year, vacation 24-002 was recommended by the commission and later passed by council, which vacated unneeded right-of-way along Green Tree Street in Wilson's Valley Phase 1. The legal description vacating the right-of-way in the request contained a scrivener's error that needs to be revised and brought back through the process for reapproval. The Buildings Department is requesting that the vacation of approximately 1,920 square feet of East Green Tree Street be recommended. The alignment of the street was redesigned prior to being constructed in Wilson's Valley. The resulting redesign of the street required reconfiguration of that existing right-of-way, which was dedicated previously in Wilson's Valley Phase 1. The vacation will account for the new right-of-way that was dedicated in the Wilson's Valley Phase 2 final plat. The vacated portion of the road will be returned to the adjacent property owner and is anticipated to be incorporated into the common area for Wilson's Valley Phase 1. The Buildings Department is recommending the approval of the requested street vacation.
Is there anyone else that's in favor of the application that wishes to speak? Is there anyone that's opposed to the application who wishes to speak? If not, then I'll close this hearing. Any questions? Suggestions?
Motion to vote on approval of vacation 25-003.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner DeBrava,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Copeland,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges,
Aye.
Commissioner Means,
Aye.
Commissioner Mann,
Aye.
Commissioner Alexander.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item of business is BACA 25-004, recommending the approval of an application to vacate a portion of the right-of-way along East Green Tree Street in Wilson's Valley Phase 2, as opposed to Phase 1. This is Phase 2. Chris?
Good evening again. So again, a similar item. The Bills Department's requesting the vacation of approximately 3,586 square feet of right-of-way along East Green Tree Street in Wilson's Valley Phase 2. In October of last year, vacation 24-003 was brought forward in front of the Planning and Zoning Commission and passed by the council, which approved the vacation of right-of-way along Green Tree Street in Wilson Valley Phase 2. The legal description attached with that vacation did have a scrivener's error, which needed to be revised and brought back through this process for reapproval. The Bills Department is requesting the vacation of approximately 3,586 square feet on East Green Tree Street. The alignment of the street was redesigned prior to being constructed in Wilson's Valley Phase 2. The resulting redesign of that street required reconfiguration of that right-of-way and was dedicated by a separate right-of-way instrument in Book 2024, page 001686-24. The vacation will account for the new right-of-way that was dedicated in the Wilson's Valley Phase 2 final plat. The vacated portion of the road will be returned to the adjacent property owner and is anticipated to be incorporated into the common area for Wilson's Valley Phase 2. The Bills Department is recommending approval of the requested street vacation.
Is there anyone who wishes to speak in addition to Chris, to speak in favor of the application? Anyone that wishes to speak who is opposed to the application, please come forward. See no one come forward, I'm going to close the hearing.
Motion to vote on approval of vacation 25-004.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. Patrick, are you calling or is Chris calling?
I can do it. Commissioner Mann,
Aye.
Commissioner Copeland,
Aye.
Commissioner Alexander,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Means,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges,
Aye.
Commissioner DeBrava.
Aye.
Next item of business is other business. Is there any other business that we need to take up? I see Chris saying no. Next item is citizen participation. This is a time when the commission will listen to citizens who wish to come forward on, preferably on matters that we have not discussed in a public hearing tonight, and tell us what you think. Anybody wish to speak? I'm having trouble getting anybody to come forward. The ever-popular Community Development Department update.
So I do have one thing I'd like to let everyone know. Obviously, we have a new face on the commission table tonight. Richard Copeland was appointed by the council as an alternate for this commission. So he will be taking the place of any absent member of the commission if that does happen in the future. So that's just, you'll probably remember when we passed that ordinance previously last year. So this kind of protects us from not meeting the quorum requirements and not being able to fulfill our duties as a commission on looking at these items on night. You know, for us, one of the worst things that can happen is to prepare all of this stuff and to invite the public and have everyone come out, and then if someone, you know, is sick and we don't meet the quorum, you know, all of that work, all of the time that people have spent being able to, you know, arrange their plans and come out here. So this is just kind of a fail-safe that we've put in place, and we are delighted to have Richard accept the appointment.
Thank you. Any other news?
That's all.
Okay. Next item of business is adjournment. Anybody want to make a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Do your second.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner DeBrava,
Aye.
Commissioner Alexander,
Aye.
Commissioner Means,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges,
Aye.
Commissioner Copeland,
Aye.
Commissioner Mann.
Aye.
I want to thank all of you for coming to our meeting. It's always nice to have faces in the audience. Anybody, we meet once a month, and anybody that has an interest in planning and zoning can come and contribute if you wish. Thank you. Have a good evening.